morning, everyone. Today we are going to present our art project that it was inspired in a Chinchorro mummy. It is an original creation of us made with hard work and dedication over the past weeks in Kadia's house, and we really hope you like it. Well, the Chinchorro mummies are the world's oldest mummies dating back thousands of years from even before the more famous Egyptian mummies. The Chinchorro culture is a pre-Columbian nomadic people who lived in South America, and it is believed that they appeared around the year 5000 before Christ. They lived directly on the coast of what is present-day southern Peru and northern Chile. Furthermore, Chinchorro culture is significant because during the period they were created, all those who died were mummified. So it wasn't reserved exclusively for the elite. Mummification was not a sign of social stratification. This culture also has become known worldwide for their elaborate children mummies. Due to high infant mortality rates, there are more children mummies than adult mummies. This is one of the reasons why they are so famous around the world. However, in our personal opinion, the most important reason is they are the oldest mummies in the world. Talking about more of the process, the dead were initially covered with mud and dried in the sun. Then their bodies were filled with plants and the outside were decorated. They were prepared by removing their internal organs and then replacing them with vegetable fibers or sometimes with hair. In some cases, the embalmer, the person who made this whole process, removed the skin and flesh of the dead body and replaced it with clay. In short, the exact number of mummies is unknown. There are 180 specimens divided up between San Miguel Azapa Museum and the Sitio Colón Díaz located in Arica's downtown, as well as it's a smaller number of mummies that can be found in the museums of natural history in Santiago and Valparaiso. Now my classmate Barbara will explain you the different types of mummies that exist.
Good morning. I'm going to talk about the processes that involve the creation of the mummies. First of all, the black mummies appear between the years 7000 until 5000 before Christ. In the case of the black mummies, they were resembled almost as a statue. That is to say, as a rigid body with an internal structure composed of sticks, totora ropes, and ash paste to give the mummy form. When there wasn't enough of the original human skin left to recover the body, sea lion was used as a replacement. Finally, the participants painted the body with black manganese paste. Second, we have the red mummies, and they were our inspiration to make our work, as you can see. They appeared between the years 2000 until 1500 before Christ. So according to researchers, the red mummies were made without destroying the body at all. In general, the organs were removed by incisions. To provide a rigid position, the Chinchorro inhabitants slid painted pieces of timber under the skin and refilled the cavities after. Wigs were set on the mummies and the mummy's head made from tassels of human hair, which was held with a kind of hat made up of black clay. The body was painted with red ochre after the incisions were closed, and often the face was painted black. In some cases, the skin was reattached to the body as bandages. And last but not least, after the red mummies period of time, the mummification processes were kind of simplified. The bodies study to simply be covered with a mud coat as cement, which help to prevent the decomposition. This technique just lasted a couple of years. Unfortunately, it is not stated the period of time that these mud coat mummies appear that are the final mummies, but they were a great influence in our Chilean culture. So now Katia will talk to us about the heritage preservation of Chinchorro mummies. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. The topic of my talk today is heritage preservation. As you know, we live in one of the most arid deserts of the planet. Because of that, the vestige of past populations in the north of Chile is fascinating. However, one of the main problems in preserving our heritage is the lack of institutions to manage it. Firstly, there's no willingness to invest state resources in Chinchorro culture. The second reason is that citizens of Arica have not recognized this culture as an important part of our cultural legacy. So, we have to generate strategies in order to involve the population in the knowledge of their own culture. An entity that has been involved in this process is the University of Tarapacá, which has played a fundamental role in trying to keep alive Chinchorro culture. In 2015, they began a campaign in order to postulate the Chinchorros as part of the World Heritage, in which the city showed a great interest. In this context, academics, politicians, and artists have been named ambassadors of this culture, such as the case of Bernardo Riaza, who is in charge of the Azapa Museum, in which he and a group of professionals have investigated and disseminated our ancient legacy all over the world. Along with that, it should be noted that heritage preservation is not just the researcher's responsibility, but rather the whole community. One way of encouraging that is heritage education, because it plays a fundamental role in this process. But how can we achieve that? For instance, decentralizing our educational system and reinforcing local contents in order to teach our children how important it is to preserve and respect Chinchorro culture. In conclusion, the archaeological wealth of the Chinchorro culture is astonishing. In particular, their embalming techniques are especially impressive. Additionally, these archaeological findings need to be preserved, and the best weapon to achieve that is heritage education. Thanks for listening.